name's Passek, FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we're going to do an old school traditional pattern. I know a lot of people here in North America don't use them, but they should, because they are absolutely smashing successful. I've done so much, so well with these in the last few years. It's ridiculous, and it's a super simple pattern to tie. A little on the small side, so if you got clunky fingers like me, it can get a little tough. But other than that, super simple, and that's the spider. So let us go to there. So today we're going to be starting with a Hends BLBL334 in a size 12, which is a short shanked hook. Okay. There's many different ones you can tie. I'm going to show you guys a few styles. So that there is just a straight Hungarian partridge and black thread done. Real super simple. Here's one with a orange thread and a little bit of a silver rib. That's Hungarian partridge. Here's one again, black thread with a silver rib. That one's actually a little on the heavy side with the partridge. You don't want a lot of fiber. Like this one here is pretty well perfect. You don't want a ton of the Hungarian, right? You just want a little bit. So this one here I did with a little bit of black. Oops, sorry, a little bit of black peacock dubbing. And then this one here I did with a little bit of the green Semperfli suede chenille. Right, so alrighty. So they're really, like I said, they're simple to tie. They're not very much to them, but can be a little bit of a pain in the butt when you're working with the tiny little Hungarian partridge feathers. So because you want the little guys that are right from, you want them from. Actually, I'm going to switch back over so you guys can see. So there's your partridge. I actually take them from down in here. That's the stuff I want right now. These work great as well. These ones in between here, they work great as well, but for larger flies, right? So all this patch down in here, whoops, I'm going backwards. This patch down in here, that's what you want for this fly. So I'll start my tying thread. I put a little bit of wax on it just to make sure it sticks to the hook. Doesn't spin on us. I want nice touching wraps here. I want to keep this thin, and I don't want to go much past the tip of the hook, the point of the hook. Okay. I'm just getting a couple more wraps there just to tie up that end. So now I can make my decision. Which way do I want to go? I can go with one with a little bit of have a little rib in it, no rib in it. I can do whatever. Have an arsenal in your box of these. They are so effective. So I'm just going to go back forward, open wraps, and I'm going to just tie in a little red wire on this one at the front here. Sorry, my finger's actually in the way. There we go. Getting my finger caught in the way here, so there we go. So again, touching wraps. Now you can keep it up either on top or on the side. This time I've got it on top. And again, you just want to keep a nice small profile here. I'm going to come all the way back, nice touching wraps. I'm going to stop. I'm going to open my thread up, flatten it out a bit. All the way back to the front, right to the eye, and then I'm going to come back just a couple of turns. Then I'm just going to do one right at the butt, and then I'll open it up, get 3-4 turns in. That's all I want. 3-4 to lock it, 3-4 in front, helicopter it off. Fairly simple, right? Then now what I would normally do is I'd put a little bit of UV resin on there. Actually, you know what? Why don't we do that? Because I got a new UV light. Let's see how well it works. Let's see if it will dry it quick enough. Because you don't want this to be wet in any way, because then the Hungarian partridge will stick to it, and you definitely don't want that. You don't want it to stick down, right? So let's see how this new UV light works. If it doesn't, I'll just have to tie another one. Not a biggie. So there. So this is my new UV light, just a little skinny guy. But super bright. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Let's see. There you go. You can see. Super bright little light. Takes a couple of AA batteries. Just got it off Amazon. It's I think it cost me like $10 or maybe 15. But let's see if it works. Because I know not all UV lights work with all the resins, so a lot of times it's better to get the UV light for the resin you use, but we'll see. And that is dry. That's awesome. Cool. So, yeah, it's nice and dry. Not even really khaki. Okay, so now, off the bottom of my cape down here, I'm just going to grab one of these little feathers. I'm going to pick one off. And then, actually I picked 2 or 3 off there, but that's okay, because I'm going to be tying more. So there's my little feather. Okay, I'm going to strip the fluff off the bottom. And I'm going to strip off probably about almost half of this. Yeah. So I want to be left with about like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my Hackle plier and I'm just going to go right into the middle and I'm going to grab the tips with the Hackle plier. Okay, and then I'm going to stroke everything else back. So that's all the material I'm going to use for this fly, is that. And sometimes I'll even excuse me, sometimes I'll even strip off that one side, depending on how sparse I want to leave this, right? So just 2-3 wraps on top, and I'm going to take the tip, bend it back, 2-3 wraps in front, get my scissors, get in there and nip that off nice and tight. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. So now I'll take my Hackle pliers gently, because this stuff, these Hungarian partridge fibers are pretty soft, so you gotta be really gentle here, and just stroke it all back. Stroke it all back, and that's it. So now I got 2 turns out of that. That's about what I like, 1.5 to 2 turns. I could have actually, now looking at it, I could have probably stripped off the one side just to make it a little sparser, but it's good to have both sparse and a little bit thicker ones in your box. Sometimes they want a thicker one, sometimes they want a sparser one, right? So now I'm just going to do just a couple of turn whip finish just for now, just so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to get my little stem. Now, if you've done it right and if it's nice and tight, you should be able to just grab your stem and just give it a little pull, and that's it. So off she is. All right. Now I'll take a little bit, again, sorry, a little bit of Sally Hansen's. Just put a little bit right on the thread, just a tiny little bit. And I'll do another 2 to 3 turn whip finish. There. Nice and tight. Nip that off. And there is your finished spider. That's it. Super simple pattern, but super effective. On a dry line, slow retrieve. Just do a little figure 8, maybe the odd little twitch. Let it sit, let it hang. A lot of times I find that they'll take these on the hang. Just after you've figure 8'd it in, give it a twitch or 2, let it sit for 15 seconds. And then start your figure 8 again. And on that hang is quite often when I find that they'll take these. All right? Super simple pattern, really easy to tie. Not a lot to it, but super effective. Give those a try. If you like that, give her a thumbs up. If you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you have not, please consider doing so. And we'll see you guys on the next tying video. Tight lines, everyone.